The fact that I have to sit here and make a video as someone who's been a member for 12 years to get anyone's attention, to be taken seriously, is crazy to me. I've tried to solve this privately for years. For years. The fact that I care this much and I'm not even a real owner. Everyone has made it very clear that I'm not an owner and I'm not even near any of the top dogs and I don't matter for shit. You've showed me over and over and over again that I do not mean shit to you all. How are you going to be the biggest organization in the world? Leaders in this scene, pushing this scene forward, pushing this industry forward, leading by example, and you can't even take care of your members that's been in for 12 years. I've never claimed to be...
Well, it's because that's the whole space. It got infested with Silicon Valley types. They assumed aggressive control of these organizations, probably by flashing tons of money in the face of young men that established them, like in this Faze example. You had these young kids, Call of Duty kids, see these like really established businessmen coming in, waving fat stacks, and they give up too much control of the company, and before they realize what that actually means, they end up in a position like this where these suits have no idea on what exactly the company even produces, what the product is. They don't care about the people in it. It's all supposed to generate money, and they don't know how to do that. So now you have Faze being public, worth less than a stick of gum. They have no way of righting that ship. They continue to spend money on brand recognition plays, which don't equal money in the bank, so it continues to spiral out of control. We have seen it with so many esports orgs now. 100%. Investors ruin everything, it seems. Well, it's not just investors. So a lot of these suits come in and try and like... I don't want to say like sell people on a delusion, because Faze is the most well-known gaming brand. Like, it's a normie brand. It's breached the normie market. Kids know it, even like in school, right? So it does have brand play. And you would think that translates to money. But in this space, it's unique where it almost never does. So they're losing so much money because they bought so many creators all at once and still had no idea what to do with them. Like, they spend tons of money on content. You remember, like, the millions they poured into, like, Be the Next Faze member contest? And, like, no one watched it. They had, like, 200 peak viewers on that whole thing. It was, like, this live stream series that only got, like, an average of 50 viewers. Most of you don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Case in point. They spend so much money on things because they don't know what the product is. They tried to corporatize it. But outside of, like, the Faze members, it was just suits trying to make number decisions that don't actually work. Like, it's so misguided. They have people at the helm that don't know the space. They don't know what they're doing. And then they shit on people that have been there since the beginning. All of that's been publicized. Not surprising. They were young kids that got taken advantage of by the suits. Just greed always will be. Well, it's more than greed because it's super misplaced. For example, buying Snoop Dogg. What the fuck has Snoop Dogg done for Faze? Besides take one picture where he had a Faze necklace. Has he even been in a single piece of content? That's a genuine question. I don't know if he has. Let me see. I don't think... I'm fairly confident he hasn't been in a piece of content since the announcement. It looks like March 7th, when he signed, is the last thing he's been in for them. Like, that is a worthless spend. Completely fucking worthless. And I guarantee it was an equity play. I guarantee not only did they pay him, they gave him stock in Faze. That's fucking worthless. He doesn't do anything for them. But they think because it's Snoop Dogg with a name like that, somehow him being on board is going to translate to money in the bank to start getting more in the green. Somehow, magically, but it never does. And then all of their esports teams are a huge expense. Even when they're good, they still don't make money off them because the salaries are so expensive, travel is so expensive, and unless they're getting first place and they're taking like 30% of the prize money, it doesn't offset the cost of what they're spending. So they're tossing even more money into the fire pit, and then they have like 90 creators and like a crazy large content team that produces shit that no one's watching. Like, they have no way of making money. They're so fucking trapped.
Apex Banks, Tempers, Reigns level, okay? I never claimed to be them. I never claimed to be an owner, a leader, any of that sort, okay? I know my place, and they've made it very sure what my place is. Like, I've never tried to get what they have. I've never tried to be them. Like, Trust me, okay? I'm not delusional. It's this leading me on with fake promises, with just lies, and then never owning up to it, always blaming someone else. Do you want to hear something even crazier? The only contract I've ever had with Faze, guess what contract that is? The only contract I ever had.
80-20. 80-20.
The Teeqo contract. It's the only
80-20.
contract I ever had with Faze.
Yep.
As I was publicly defending Faze on Twitter, everywhere, about that whole situation, I was in the same contract myself. Let that fucking sink in. I told them I need this contract terminated today or I'm going public with it. And they did terminate it, okay? But here's the thing. This is like 2019. Even at that point, no follow-up.
The Teeqo contract was a big drama, if you guys don't remember. Teeqo publicized his Faze contract. It was extremely predatory. Faze would keep 80% of everything he'd ever make. He only gets 20. At least, I think it was 80. Might have even been more. It was 80 or more. Of everything Teeqo does or whatever, they get 80+% or whatever, and he only gets 20. That was the contract. Somewhere in that ballpark. I'm pretty sure it was 80-20. 80 to Faze.
New deal, no new contract, no like, hey, we want to make this right. Nothing. I always thought I was just building, so I never asked for anything. But either you're going to include me with you guys, even at a smaller scale, at least do that. Or pay me.
The Prime
or pay
Mom.
me like any other fucking employee doing work for you. Twice.
And 5 gifts
I
of
did the
Taekwondo,
champion
thank you.
collab photo shoot. And I have to go out at 7 in the morning to get pictures for the shoot the same day. For free, by the way. While you sell the drop for millions and millions and millions of dollars. You can't even pay me.
I've talked about that before. This isn't actually an exclusive Faze problem with what he just said there. A lot of big orgs will force the creators that they sign in the org to do their ads for them, and they get nothing. So, I'm not going to say any names. It's not worth it. A lot of orgs, when you sign a creator, they now become your marketing vessel. So if you have a Chipotle deal for your esports org, that deal will now extend to all of your creators, but they don't get that money. So they'll do the ad for you, and you take that money. It's part of them being a part of your company. That's the benefit to the company. So they'll do an ad for Chipotle for free, and the org's the one that actually takes in the money. It's a huge problem. That's something I've talked about before as well. I think that shit sucks. I think that shit is trash. With all these high-end orgs, like I said, they don't know how to make money in the space. They don't. Nobody does. It is an industry that bleeds money, and these suits came in because they saw this crazy fucking like 15x multiple in the industry for some fucking reason because all the numbers were so inflated. They came in, you know, dollar signs in their eyes and thought they could make so much cash off it and quickly realized they can't, and they don't know how. So they desperately started making very greedy, predatory decisions, which leads us to today, and they're still losing tons and tons and tons of money.
A little bit for the photo shoots. It's just all this like where I always feel like I just owe you something. I just owe you something because it's such a fucking privilege to be in Faze, right? I've been in this gray zone where
that's how the orgs get you.
Because like no, obviously I'm not nearly as important as these guys, but I'm also not getting paid for anything I'm doing. I'm just in the middle. Hey, you're a valuable.
For what it's worth, though, Teeqo, they're also not getting paid. So, like the other members he mentioned, like the other co-owners, when Teeqo's doing those free ads for them, they're doing the free ads too. And Faze itself, the org gets the money, but it doesn't offset the cost, so it's still just zero. They still aren't getting shit from it. It's a complete fucking wash.
Member, here's a contract. Nah, because it's such a fucking privilege to be in Faze. I'm so fortunate to be in Faze. I never asked for anything, and I just said yes, and yes, and yes, and did everything you ever asked for without ever asking for anything because I thought I was going to be included with y'all. Someone else can come in as late as last year who's not from this industry, never lifted a finger for Faze, probably didn't even know what Faze was, and get 3 times the amount of shares that I have, and a monthly or annually salary that's more money than
celebrities.
I've ever been paid from Faze
Yep.
by a mongful.
Lil Yachty.
All of these years, we always
Who
hear
else do they have?
talent
Snoop
first.
Dogg. Who are the other big
Talent
celebrities?
First. Talent is the most important
I
thing.
know they got a few others.
No, we're not. You've always...
Does Faze have Bronny? I'm pretty sure Faze has Bronny. LeBron's son? Yeah, they do have Bronny. I thought so. All of those people are probably not only on payroll, but also own shares in Faze, like you mentioned. And significant ones, too, I imagine. Which is fucking Worthless. Worthless. Thanks for resub. Fan, Binny, Forsaken, Idiot, in the Prime, Darth, and Kane. The actual idea of getting a celebrity involved in an esports org is cool, but only if that celebrity is actually going to be active in the org. Like, I have no doubt, in particular, Lil Yachty could have been huge for Faze. And actually, I think he did do quite a bit with Faze for a little while. I don't know if he still does. But, like, that can work. You bridge the gap between normies and your org. And if that normie lightning rod, like Lil Yachty, is enthusiastic about the org, a lot of good can come from that. So it's not a bad play, but they're choosing the wrong partners and giving way too much for it.
You showed us otherwise. You've always showed us that these recruits that you make, the celebrities who get more, like Snoop Dogg and his son has more money. And more
his son has money too?
And a lot of Faze members
chairs,
who were here
sorry.
from fucking day one. It's not even just about me at this point. There's so many people. Yes, Rain is right. For everyone that's saying Rain's tripping, Rainey's the only guy who has balls to speak up. He's the only one that's not letting them walk all over us because he cares about the brand. I care about the brand. And I'm not even a fucking owner like that. I don't own nothing compared to them. My opinion is not valid for these people. They don't give a fuck about me. I had to invest money in Faze to even have any kind of part of it because they had given me nothing. I've been in Faze for 9 years at this point. And the first way in for me is me having to invest $50,000 of my own money. And even in that whole process, they fuck me over. So I'm asking you, this is not a video where I'm gonna...
Damn, that's unlucky too. That 50K would go a long way right now with Faze public stock and the absolute shitter. Unlucky. That 50K, I bet, didn't even buy him a full percent. Probably not even close to a full percent. Faze used to be valued at $1 billion. Yep, Faze used to be valued at $1 billion before going public. I think it was actually right before going public. And now it is valued at, I believe, 30 mil. Let me double check. Sorry, I exaggerated. It was worth just shy of $1 billion in October 28th of 2021. So not that long ago, a roughly $1 billion valuation. Yep, VC kills all these orgs. Once you start giving up that percentage to the suits that don't even know what the product you're selling is, you're fucked. Damn. Crazy.
I'm leaving Faze. I'm asking you, am I in Faze? Because I've been in for 12 years, and you would think that someone that's been in for this long and have such history with you guys would have some kind of deal with you and a contract with you, an incentive with you to move forward with you. There's nothing for me at this point with Faze. There's nothing. Like, I don't have a salary. I don't have anything to work towards. I don't have, like, no matter what I do, I don't make anything more from this point. There's nothing. So I guess you don't need me. I guess I'm not a valuable person then, you know? I'm just this small time. I should have just been lucky that I was even a part of it to begin with, right? I had over $100,000 in Faze's bank when we bought the CSGO team. I did get the money back like a year later, okay? So I'm not saying that. I did get my money back. You're just not going to act like I wasn't a part of that I wasn't like low-key. One of the reasons we even got a CS team to begin with. And I'm not taking credit for making it happen at all. I had nothing to do with that. But if you don't feel like I was any kind of bridge, and I had $100,000 in a bank account, and I've been to more CS events than all of our owners combined. I give more fucks about that than all of our owners combined. They can't even make as much as a tweet when we win a major. Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's another thing that I've talked about a lot. So since all of these orgs have been taken over by these corporate zombies, they do not give a fuck about any of the teams at all. Even when they take first place, you'll be lucky to get a tweet out of them. You'd be so privileged to get like a tweet out of it. Because it doesn't matter. They don't make fucking money off of it. And they're realizing that now. Even when they take first in a major, they don't make anything off of it, and it pisses them off, and they can't figure out how to monetize it. Show them. What the fuck do you mean? I don't make any money off of it. But Ludwig and I know that. Like, Lud signed up, no, he knew our financials. He knew how much we were losing. And it's a lot. But the difference is, we know. But the thing is, it's fun. The content is unreal. That's why you see creator-led orgs are kind of working. Like, it's not just Moist. You have KC. Carmine Corp is killing it. I think Carmine Corp is actually almost profitable, which is unheard of in the space. Carmine Corp is led by French streamers. Well, mainly a French streamer, Kometo. And they fucking kill it. They're doing amazing. And now you have Disguised Toast with Disguised in Valorant. I think even XQC's toying around with the idea of getting in the space. Like, the creator-led orgs are really, like, the only viable way right now. Because, like, it's content. The product is content. TSM is still doing well, yeah. TSM still remains profitable even with the FTX collapse. 100 Thieves remains profitable because of their merch and their acquisitions on the business side. TSM is like a unicorn in the space, though, for sure. TSM is like absolutely somehow able to do it really well. 100 Thieves is really smart with their business acquisitions.
I care about this. Yeah, Faces. No, you don't. I'm not even an owner and I care more than you do. I used to pay for my own flights to go to tournaments with the CS team. I used to take them out to dinner, pay for the dinner with my own money, and never ask for a reimbursement because I just wanted to represent FaZe the best way I could. I swear on everything. So I've done all of these things. I never asked for anything because I always thought, no, I'm building. We're building. I'm a part of this. Even though I'm less, again, I want to clarify it. I know I'm not the real owners, and I never tried to be. I've never asked to be or never asked to get what they have. But holy fuck, it's disrespectful when you put it all together. FaZe Clan insisted in making the clothing with me, like my merch drop and stuff like that, and I was like, you know what? It makes sense. We'll do it together. It's a good split. We'll make
Terrible
it in-house.
idea.
You fuck up the design and like the manufacture process, and then I have to go on Twitter to find out that these people haven't received.
You also probably got a terrible cut,
and I don't even get as much as an apology. And some of those people got the wrong hoodies because you put the wrong print on. After that, I obviously don't want to do clothing in-house with FaZe anymore, so I do it by myself. I pay for the designs myself. I found a manufacturer myself. Everything, okay? I do everything myself. I didn't ask FaZe for a single thing. I get my own website, Teeqo.com, pay for it, everything. And then they still contact me trying to get 20% of my profits without ever doing anything, no design, no help, with nothing. They're still trying to take 20% off my clothing drops and my merch drops and my rug drops.
Yep.
Because I mean,
that's another big thing I've talked about. A lot of these, I think people have kind of got privy to it, so I don't think they do it as much anymore. But when we were first getting in the space, it wasn't uncommon to see these contracts extend to anything involving their talent. So we'd even seen a contract that took Twitch sub revenue. Totally unrelated to the org. Like, if you were a streamer that joined the org, they were entitled to some of your Twitch sub revenue, which blew my fucking mind. Blew my mind. Like, it's totally unrelated to everything involving the org you're signing with. It was so shady. It was so fucked. But that just shows how desperate they were to somehow try and get green. There was no links they wouldn't sync to.
in FaZe, you did nothing for me. If anything, you were the one that pushed me away. I wanted to make it with you guys.
Immigrants in the
and you couldn't
resub
deliver.
DAO.
In a way,
Prime
FaZe
Taco.
is bigger than it ever was,
The
but
resub
it's
L.
also smaller than it ever was. All of these collabs that we were doing with really, really big brands, you know what it is to me? All of these collabs that's coming out, it's like Band-Aid or silver tape on internal bleeding. That's
No, it's also very public.
They think talent don't matter. They think that we don't matter because they think that they can do everything because they see the FaZe logo as the Nike logo and they can just do whatever they want. But there's no depth to it. There's no substance there. There's nothing behind that FaZe logo backing it. There's no culture anymore. That's what these people don't understand. So I'm asking you right now, once again, since you claim to be the biggest org in the world, you know, the leader in the space, pushing this whole community forward, leading by example, am I in FaZe or not? Because if I'm not, I would like to see a statement that I'm not anymore, and I'm cool with it. Trust me, I can stand on my own two legs. I have a very fucking good community. I'm not worried about that at all. You need people like me more than I need you.
Universe and Brodini.
And I know you guys don't think that. You're probably laughing, oh, we don't need him. You'll be surprised. You need people like me in FaZe. I don't need you. If I'm not in anymore, please make a statement. Let everyone know how you dropped me. I'm cool with that. Let everyone know you dropped me. I can't believe I had to make this video.
They wouldn't do that
I can't believe I had
anyway.
to sit here and say all these things.
Just quietly not
Because you
sign.
never take me seriously. And you never gave two fucks about me. Because apparently I bring zero value to you. You've showed me over and over and over again how I do not mean shit to you. And I'm fully ready to lose it all. I'm fully ready to lose all these relationships. I'm fully ready for these people to hate me and never speak to me again. I'm fully ready to lose out on money. Who knows what's gonna happen? At least I can go to bed and I can wake up and keep my head straight knowing I did the fucking right thing and I fucking stood up for something. I didn't just let these fucking people walk all over me with all these lies. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But in reality, they're just paying their buddy more money than majority of talent has ever seen, who was here for day one.
Yep, none of that is surprising. I think all of that's... I think Rain also talked about that a few months ago. All of that's pretty much exactly what everyone already kind of knew was happening at Faze. Not surprising at all. Sad to hear, though.